Welcome to another episode of What is Happening with My Life Right Now. I'm one of your hosts, Giovanna Burgess-White.
And I'm the other host, Yvette Baldenegro.
And just like every time we do this, we're going to jump right in.
Oh my God.
Yes. So this month, our topic is the empty nest shift.
Ooh. Oh, I thought you were going to say, it sounds almost like you said
I know.
S-H-I-T.
I wanted to say it, but it can be a shift or it can be the empty nest. S-H-I-S. Yeah, shift. We can say that
Well,
one here.
maybe we should just say if there are little people in your car and around you, maybe turn down the volume.
Shift. We're saying shift. So if you are watching us for the first time, welcome. We have a podcast. We've had a podcast for the past 6 years. And this year we decided to do something a little different. We're in studio. We have one topic for the month, and then we bring on a client that has either gone through it, is going through it. And so this is a perfect one because it's April. And a lot of these children's are graduating in May. A lot of people have seniors. I have a junior going to be a senior. So I'm in the full empty nesting. And you've already had 4 leave.
Yes.
And some come back.
Yeah. They leave and then they come back. It's literally a nest.
Yeah.
The birds fly away and then sometimes they fly back.
And so we wanted to talk about it because you and I both have seen this with a lot of our clients. Actually, most of our clients. The identity loss, the feeling of no purpose, and how it hits so hard when your children are gone. So we normally have statistics on this one, but I love this because there wasn't really a lot of statistics. There was a lot of feelings, the feelings that happen to women after their children leave. And it says here up to 75% of women experience a shift in identity.
Wait, what percentage?
75%.
Okay, that's basically 3 out of 4.
A shift in identity, feeling less needed. And it says 2 out of every 5 women report anxiety or mild depression during the season of transition or after their children leave. And women often describe the sense of loss of daily purpose after their children leave. So this is what a lot of the women say. For years, I was needed every day, and all of a sudden, I wasn't. Yeah. So I really wanted to talk about that. You've been through it. I've been prepping myself. And when I have the conversation with most women, they're like, what do you mean you're excited about your kids leaving? And I know that sounds crazy. It's not like, oh my God, I can't wait till they leave. Even though sometimes I'm like, oh, I can't wait till they leave. It's more of like, we've done our job here and that's what they're supposed to do. And Alex has been gone for 2 years now. He's at Texas State. But it was beautiful. Like, do I get sad sometimes? Of course. But he's literally living his life. And we prepped him for that. And now I have Bailey, 17, which who knows if she's going to leave. We don't know. She hasn't made her decision yet. And I'm not pushing her to. But it's crazy how most, and we see it, and I'm sorry, clients out there in our community, last year, that senior year, they get so attached to their kids and they have to be there all the time and do all the things. And these kids are like, I need you to give me more independence and do less. And you don't have to be on me 24/7, be a helicopter parent. And us as coaches, we teach them the same. Like, this is the time where you allow them to kind of be pre-adults because all of a sudden they turn 18, they graduate from high school, and we're letting them out to the real world. And you know that can be a little crazy. So why don't you share your story with us of your 4 babies?
Where do I even begin? Yes, I have 4 children. They have all left the quote unquote nest to go do their thing. And at some point or another, all of them have come back, but they're also ages oh God, they get so mad at me, 25 to 31.
Yes.
Okay. I think that life just happens, but I will say my mindset now is different than when I first started.
Right.
Because all those statistics that you just read off, 100% you feel they're real.
Yep.
And part of me just goes, there's no shame in it because we're moms, we're parents, we love our children. There's nothing wrong with feeling a sense of loss when someone's gone. But I think that there's also the side of if your identity is so wrapped up in your children that when they do leave, you can go into that depression or feel like, well, what's next for me? And we both know that when we ask women, well, what is next for you? They don't have an answer because think about it. If you have been focused in on your children for a minimum of 18 to 25 years, and all you've thought about day in and day out is, what do they need? What are they eating? What do I need to do for them? Are they being taken care of? What are their thoughts? Are they happy? All you think about is them. When that is taken away, you've just spent years, 2 decades worth of only thinking about that. I think that's the shift that's harder. So fast forward, as I've been doing this work, it's been a lot easier mentally to be, like you said, I'm preparing myself, or I prepared myself, or even when they come back now, things are shifted because there's new rules and
Yes.
regulations. It's a whole, they're now adults.
Boundaries.
Yeah, there's
Adult
boundaries.
boundaries.
There's like, you have your life. I don't know. There's so much there.
Yeah.
But yes. And one thing I think, and maybe this is just me, my personality, I felt a sense of lack of control.
Yeah.
Like when they're toddlers, it really is sit down, or timeouts, or, like go take your nap, or, you can work in their timelines and you kind of have a sense of control of your school ends at this time, your activities are this
Mhm.
time, we eat at this
The
time.
routines.
Yeah, the routines. All of a sudden that's not there. So whether it's your own personal control in what you're doing in your day, or the lack of control that now, say someone goes to college or they leave the home and they have their own life, and you think, what are they doing?
Yeah.
How are they making this without me?
Yeah.
Right? And that alone, we could probably have our own episode
That's
just on the mindset of
yeah.
that. But
Yeah.
it's a lot.
Well, and I think one of the things that we talked about too is the loss of identity and purpose, because then women don't know what to do next because they haven't even paused to take the time. So our goal at YGC is to really get you going like the 4 years before they leave. It's really that long to really get you mentally prepared of like letting go, having boundaries, allowing the kids to be adults before they leave. And that's one of the things that I feel proud of myself as a mom that I've done. And trust me, it's bit me in the butt sometimes, but both the kids, between 2020 and 2022, because of COVID, they were home all the time. And then when they went back to school, I remember going, okay, well, Alex only has 2 more years of high school. Bailey was going into high school. And well, we have cell phones and all the things, but like literally I was like, what do you guys want to do? What do you think your curfew should be? And granted, I co-parent with someone else, which is not easy. But the reason that I knew that that was the right thing to do is because all of a sudden they leave and then they have to go do that on their own and we're not there. And although I'm only 2.5 hours away, it's still like something can happen. If they don't learn how to drink alcohol before, if they don't know how to, make the correct decisions when they're under the influence, all those little things that it's like, how are you going to think that they're just going to know what to do before? So again, I was very lucky that both my kids and my daughter now, who's very different than Alex, she's going to be a senior, and it's me letting go and allowing her to have her space, but also still have safe space at home and communication. And I think it's worked wonders with both, although I think I'm about to enter in a pretty crazy season her senior year because she is finding herself starting to hang out with different types of people and having a voice and doing the things that she wants to do. And I need to allow it because I did it with Alex and it worked really well. And although it's scary, I don't want them to. I had to do that. I left my house at 18 and then I went and did all the things, and thank God I'm still alive, because there was a couple of times where, woof, I don't know if I would have made it.
Okay, so here's interesting. You just mentioned all the things that you did for them.
Yes.
What did you do for you?
Oh, for me.
Yeah.
So many things. Like, honestly, I was never a helicopter parent, but I always would say, like, I want to spend more time with them. I want to spend more time with them. And the more time I wanted to spend with them, the less they wanted to spend with me. So it was like the conversations of like boundaries, right? You guys can still have your life, have your jobs, but Monday night dinner was really important for us. And now my son tells me all the time, oh, I miss Monday night dinners. So setting boundaries for myself where I can still feel like a parent, but then also knowing and having the conversations with myself that this is what I'm supposed to be doing and not what my parents did or their parents did, because it doesn't help them and it's not going to help me in the post once I'm done, like once they're in college, once they're out. Now, if they want to come back, that's fine. I see yours coming back a lot. But again, it's different because they're adults. So they're more like roommates than they are kids.
That's a whole new dynamic.
But it is, and that's what I want to teach my clients, our clients, is what can we do for you now, before, and then hobbies. Obviously, you know me, I'm an Enneagram 7. I love to do tons of things, community. And that's what we'll talk about really in the next episode too, is how important of you lose your PTO friends, you lose the friends from extracurricular activities, you lose all the people that you're used to being around because your kids leave. And then all of a sudden that group of people is no longer really serving you because their kids did the same thing. But not only are you lost, now you don't have community, you don't have friends. And it's like, everyone says, who wants to make friends at our age? I mean, I do because I love making friends, but most women do not.
Yeah.
So it's really also prepping myself with that support, and my husband too, who was fantastic in the transition too.
Yeah. I'll say for me, I honestly, because being a single mom for so long and raising them to be so independent, I was working all the time. So they would have to cook their own meals. They
Yeah.
did all their own laundry. As soon as one learned how to drive, then that person was taking and picking up and helping out with all of those things. I honestly, it's crazy because the empty nest thing wasn't, because I just kept working. So it was, oh, now I have more time for me to
Right.
work and do the things that I want to do. So actually, it opened up a whole new avenue. I think now the empty nester is where, once they came back, is where I had to do the most growth
Yeah.
and work of, okay, how is this now working? Because this is a different dynamic now that you're back in my house to go to school again, or whatever their situation was or is. And how does that work now that you're an adult?
Yeah.
I'm still the mom, which again is so crazy because we have conversations where it's like they'll go, can we just have a conversation where you're not the mom, not the landlord, not all the things? And I'm like, I don't know how you are expecting me. That's basically you're telling me I can't be me
Yeah.
in this conversation. Like I cannot step away from always being your mom.
Yeah.
And I'm always, unfortunately, always going to have an opinion.
Yes.
Even though you don't like it. Yeah, it's and I think it's an ongoing thing too, because that it just transitions into, honestly, then their significant others if they choose to have them, and if they choose to have kids, like all those boundaries kind of start to shift and they start to feed into the next stages
Yeah.
of life that you transition into. But the going back to what you said in the very beginning, if you don't know who you are and you've spent all those years, and I'll say it's a service, serving your children and your family,
Yep.
it's very hard to get out of that dynamic because you do wake up one day and go, what the heck? The one thing we did not mention.
What is happening with my life
what's happening with my life
That's
right now.
literally what's happens.
The one thing we didn't mention and all that is the whole side of there's the empty nest. And guess what? The only person, if you're married, that's in your house is now your spouse.
I was
that
thinking
you
the same thing. I'm
probably
like-
ignored for 2 decades too. And then you go, I don't know who they are. I don't
Yeah.
like them. And why are they in my house?
It's like that triggers the relationship with your husband.
Yeah.
Because now it's like you really have to have one.
Yeah. The house is quiet.
Yes.
And I don't know, like, I don't want to talk to him anymore.
So it's like a new identity. You have to pre-build that new identity because you shouldn't have to do it after. So we want to get it before. And then really understand, like, what are you doing for yourself in the last couple of years that they're about to leave? Because it's also helping them, seeing that you don't want your kids to depend on you for everything. Because when they have kids, they are going to depend on their parents for everything. So we can have a whole nother episode about it, but I'm glad we talked a little bit. And like I said, it's not stats, it's more feelings. And it's really sad because I do want people to feel happy about it. It's you did your job. You were in service for those years for you to build a young adult into the real world. And I think if more women saw it that way, and then allowing yourself to do more that sophomore, junior, senior year for yourself and start finding community, start finding a hobby, maybe go back to work, whatever it is, there's options. And then also the relationship with your spouse, because that's obviously the person that you're going to be with for the rest of your life. Even if the kids come back, they leave. Even if you have grandkids, they're not there all the time. Your partner, your spouse is that. So we should do like a follow-up episode just on stats on that as well. Okay, well, I had a quote, but then I took it out of the book and now I don't know where it's at. So we always end with a quote, but I guess this time we won't. Because I took it out.
You took your notes.
I took it out, and so now I don't know where it is. But
well, how about this? That's why we're doing all these episodes are based on the book,
yes,
based on transitions that we know that really people our age are going through, and so the whole book could be used
for this chapter,
or this, what we're talking about.
I found it.
Oh, good.
Okay,
read it.
All right, okay. We put ourselves in a mental time warp when we live in the past. We don't give ourselves a chance to grow beyond who we were yesterday. Instead of stepping into the potential of who we could be today, we unconsciously hold on to old fears and beliefs, and that's where we get stuck. And so I say that because we want you to not be stuck. We want to get you out of there the 2 to 3, even like I said, 4 years before you are an empty nester. So.
Well,
Yeah.
and think of the 2 decades again.
Yes.
If you live in the moment from, it's just you and your partner, and then you spend 2 decades of, I'm really just focusing on the kids. if you're living in the past, you're really living based on when that all started.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
And that is why when we say actually, let's just say this. If you're listening right now and you're wondering, am I stuck? Ask yourself, if you had a whole day to yourself, no responsibilities, what would you go do
Mm.
in
Yeah.
in those moments? Do you know your favorite book genre?
Yeah.
Do you have your own music genre that you like?
Yeah.
Or are you constantly listening to everybody else's?
Yeah. Or you have a list of where you want to go?
Do you have a list?
Vacations? Yeah.
Yes. You have your
Yes.
top restaurants. I mean, there's just so many things that you just start to go, none of these people. I remember when we used to leave church, I used to have to do a rotation with the places that we would eat afterwards because it was the thing after church. But then we go, their dad would have to stay and we would go home. But on the way home, it'd be okay. Where does everyone go? I'd have to do the rotation every week. They all got to choose, and we just go, you're first, then the person that's first, because the arguments of
No.
now, did I choose? No, I let them choose where they wanted to eat. I
Yeah.
never said, hey guys, we're not doing that. We're going my way. I
Yeah.
did everything that they wanted. So again, then you walk away and
Yeah.
you go, 20 years of that. What do I really want?
Well, if you're listening, we're here. You can always book a consultation with us. And we will see you again next week because we're going to be talking with one of our clients about this. So thank you for joining us. Until next time.
Bye.
Bye.